I don't work from home at all because that's very distraction heavy in my
Mm-hmm.
house, little kids, dogs, everything.
Yep.
I have some flexibility in terms of where I can work. We have an office that's like a 10, 15-minute drive from my house, which is great. Then we have where I'm at right now, global New York City headquarters, big office, all the leadership people, lots of other salespeople, people to network with in my practice area.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an hour and a half for me to get here each way. So
Mm. That's
I,
a big
I currently
investment.
go about 3 times a week, and I do like the different vibe that is here,
Right.
and the networking opportunities. But just kind of wanted to get your general thoughts. Like I was considering maybe cutting it down to once a week, so I'm still getting that exposure every week. But when I'm in that other office, like really no distractions, I can lock myself in an office and bang out calls and do everything I need to do. So just want to get your thoughts on that. Like, is the networking that I'm able to do here worth that extra, 3 hours a day commuting?
Yeah, only you can answer that question. And there's positives and negatives on both sides. I will say this. Um, Bottom performers don't even think about that question. Middle of the road people are always like, I need FaceTime, I need visibility. Once people get to the complete rock star level, they figure out, wait a minute, the most important visibility is my performance and my numbers. And it's like, if you're able to generate tons of business, but people don't see your face as often, I wouldn't worry too much about job security, right? It is a big investment, an hour and a half each way, 3 hours round trip. Now, you're conscious of it, so that's okay. I would make the best use of your time there, but be really careful about how much. I'm not saying none of this, but how much time you invest in your personal brand within the organization, right? And FaceTime within the organization, because at the end of the day, the results will speak for themselves, right? And it's very easy when somebody goes, hey man, we only see you around here once a week. Yeah, it's an hour and a half each way. That's 3 hours. That's 211 calls that I could make, right? When they see that you're like, whoa, oh, I didn't even think about it like that. It has. So I can't give you a definitive answer one way or the other. I certainly, if at all possible, wouldn't be doing it every single day, just because that 3 hours is a tremendous asset that you're investing to get there and go home. The other thing, for those of us guys that don't even have a commute like that, man, you'll have a 10-minute commute and there'll be so many meetings, right? And meetings on top of meetings and sitting on top of this. Like, I encourage you to get confident enough to be like, hey, can I step out of this meeting? Right? Like I've got some monster things I'm working on. I'm really trying to make a go of it this month. I really want to be hammering and adding some deals to my pipeline. Do I need to be a part of this Zoom, right? Or this Teams? Because it's not just you personally that wastes 50 to 70% of your time in the day. Your company it's crazy, but they're just encouraging you to waste that time. So just be really, really careful when you can. I'm not saying get yourself in trouble or get a reputation as like Mr. Not Friendly, but it's a hard thing to balance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like there is days where I get in here and there's not a whole lot of people sometimes to network with. Like they're in their meetings anyway, so it's like, man, I spent a lot of time in transit for this, and like makes you more tired on the back end. And
Yeah.
so,
The
yeah, just
little
kind of
little
thinking
note
through
I
those
used to
things.
write to myself when I would go into an office, and I know this is ruthless, but I would write a little note to myself and be like, just a reminder, none of these people are buying anything from you today. And it's
Yeah,
like, wait a minute, I'm spending all my time talking to Chris. And Chris is on my team, and that's great, and we're just best buddies. Chris ain't buying anything, right? And I eventually got kind of ruthless with that, with even like current clients. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to take you to lunch and all that stuff, but they've already bought. Like, I need to be ruthless with my time and spend as much of it as possible, like we had talked about before, 70% getting in front of new people that are buyers, right? And a lot of times this networking thing, we'll sit there and go back and forth and cross wires and figure out a double-handed high five handshake, patty cake, and I'm going to go to this and we should roll up there together. And it's like, in the time you took planning, networking with a cohort or a colleague or a partner, you could have just called a damn prospect. It's like, we don't need to have the buddy system as much as we think we do.